Joining me now with a reaction to the president's latest tweets, the criminal charges recommended for fire FBI official Andrew McCabe, and of course the Comey memos. We are delighted to finally have him on, Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes. All right, good evening, Mr. Chairman. One of the things that in reading the president's tweet with the Hogan Gidley, at the end, the president says, "Where are the memos on Clinton, Lynch, and the others?" And I think that's a good place to start with you, because as I understand it, you guys have received something like, I don't know, 3,000 out of 1.2 million memos and documents. When do you think you'll get them?
Well, we're still fighting to get them. The good thing is that both the Judiciary Committee and the Oversight Committee are now also fully engaged in this, and we're running out of time. The thing that I don't like about all of this is it seems like we have to get to the point where we threaten subpoena or threaten contempt or threaten impeachment before we're delivered any documents, and that has to stop immediately. So if DOJ can't deliver them, then the executive branch is going to have to step in, or Congress is going to have to go to these great lengths to get this. And what I'm worried about here, and I don't think it's a big secret, but that they're just trying to stall. The Democrats, the mainstream media, I think people within DOJ and FBI, they think they can take back the House of Representatives in November. So they're trying to stall so that they can shut down these investigations come November.
You know, Mr. Chairman, I think it's interesting. I believe the president said the other day that he had given something like 1.4 million documents to the special counsel. Well, isn't it interesting that the president can do that, but, you know, the Department of Justice and the FBI, they procrastinate, they redact, and they also, what is very upsetting to me is the FBI says Mueller has the things that you want, so we don't have it anymore. But they lied about that. They lied about not having emails between the Department of Justice and the FBI on the Lynch tarmac meeting. I mean, if they are able to just be dilatory and delay, then justice delayed, of course, is justice denied. We can't just start being nice. When are we going to start putting teeth in what we do?
No, we can't be nice, and that's what I tried to tell all of my colleagues. This is not a time for being nice. That time was over long ago. If you remember, there's been several times where we've been told that documents didn't exist, and then we find out days, even months, several months later, that in fact documents do exist. So the fact, and I'm going to go back to what you were talking about in your opening statement. Here's something I also would like your viewers to think about and to see who they believe. So in January of 2017, we were briefed on the dossier, the now famous dossier, the dirt. We were told by Mr. Comey, we were told by Mr. Comey when we asked in early 2017, where did this come from? And he said, well, he says, I think it was started from Republicans. Well, he never told us that it wasn't started by Republicans. That, in fact, was a lie. And then he came back and said that maybe some Democrats had something to do with it, but now he claims he didn't know the Democrats had anything to do with it. So you are the top person at the FBI, the world's premier law enforcement agency. You're getting ready to brief the President of the United States on something that you know is unverified and salacious. That's his own words. And you don't ask the FBI and all your agents, hey, where did this dossier come from? That was a simple question.
Well,
you're going to brief the Congress and the President of the United States, and you don't know where it came from?
But not only does he not know, it's not believable, and yet he vouched for it as part of the application for the FISA warrant. I mean, the guy is schizo. He's going back and forth on everything. And this whole idea that, you know, that it's reliable for the court, but it's not reliable, and that when Stephanopoulos said to him, should the president have been told that, you know, this thing was paid for by Hillary and the DNC? You know what he said? He said, well, I don't know. Not he didn't know where it came from, because at that point he did. But let me ask you this, Chairman.
And that's what I'm referring to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What about the DNC lawsuit? How do you interpret that?
Well, they ought to be suing themselves. So they're the ones that colluded with the Russians. So they're the ones that have an FEC violation. They didn't report that they were paying Fusion GPS, right? That they were digging up dirt on the Trump campaign. None of that was reported, so they ought to be suing themselves. This is nothing more than a scam to keep their base fired up. This is about the extreme left, the socialist left, wanting to never accept that the President of the United States was rightfully and duly elected, carried a number of states that nobody expected him to carry. So this is a fundraising scheme. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's a fundraising scheme because the Democrats are out of money, and that's what this is about.
All right. Chairman Devin Nunes, thank you so much for your time tonight.